I know time is precious, but please spare a few minutes to watch this video. A wide variety of people from different countries worldwide have chosen this time to truly stand together. The subject at hand is, our planet is being visited by extraterrestrial beings, and governments, corporations and military around the world seem to be unable or unwilling to find the fortitude to admit this fact to the people that they supposedly serve. We also understand that each may have its own reasons for generally ignoring the subject. We wholeheartedly realize that official channels are unwilling to take this matter seriously due to the stigma involved, but we the public feel that this subject should receive the respect that it deserves. Many of us know that it is real and an international publicly accepted body should be chosen to seriously examine the extraterrestrial presence sooner rather than later. We also realize that for the media in general it is better to stay away from the subject, or to portray it in a light, almost joking manner than to offer the public the overall sense that this subject is real and does deserve respect and serious examination by an international publicly approved independent body of people. We also understand that the mainstream media in general do not wish to potentially damage their credibility through portraying a subject which has had little honest scientific examination and could maybe result in lost viewership or profit due to a significant number of hoaxes, or misinterpretations of natural, military or commercial phenomenon. This, however, may not be so, as there are some who believe that select portions of corporate mainstream media outlets are part of a bigger conspiracy to diffuse, reduce interest or ultimately block the truth from being reported to the public. I feel if they take the first step, this might actually prove to be beneficial to such outlets by restoring faith in their ability to report what the public wants, and hopefully pave the way for the subject to attain the respect it truly deserves. We are putting forth this letter to show that the general public are willing to tackle this issue on a unified front, and to state that the careful releasing of out-of-date classified UFO documentation is not good enough to truly inform the general public. We are saying this because we also realize there are some that are apathetic, some who don't care, or that some are just total disbelievers, and we feel that if the subject is released slowly, the general public at large will simply ignore the subject for fear of reprisals from the same negative stigma that surround the subject, or simply deem it as a joke or continue ridiculing those who speak of it, by governments worldwide generally avoiding the subject or by not entering into government public engagement and open dialogue. This dangerously skirts public acceptance of it. We also feel that it is irresponsible, and potentially destabilizing, for governments around the world to avoid the great and noble effort involved in accelerating the acclimatization process relating to this subject. We are sure that without a doubt governments have broached the subject and openly discussed how to approach it. The problem is and always will be that this is not the responsibility of one country, but the responsibility of all countries combined. We also realize that with a subject like this, is it any wonder that speculation is rampant due to the fact that government, corporate media and the military remain tight-lipped. We also realize that people speculate that many sightings are highly top-secret projects being performed by various countries, but again, is it any wonder? We also realize that there are a couple of potential reasons this speculation came about. Either technology was reverse engineered from downed extraterrestrial vehicles, or human beings have already created technology far more advanced than anything currently used for travel on this planet. We know there's also much speculation about whether photographs, video, and witness accounts are truly genuine, as much of what is visually available to the public can now be created at home and manipulated as needed. At the same time, there are also many events with corroboration from multiple credible witnesses, some events involving multiple locations that have in turn involved highly advanced objects that are technologically far beyond what human beings can manufacture. We realize that no photos and video footage do very little to change the general public's opinion. In fact, if anything, they may even hinder this subject from garnering the respect it deserves, mainly due to hoaxes and software editing. We also feel that this subject is extremely complex and touches all aspects of our lives and our civilizations. To interest people in this subject, we feel you must find and understand how it affects their lives. If the issue does not touch an individual on a personal level, you will generally find that they will expend very little time focusing on it, as each individual must first take time to truly comprehend the implications of this subject, we feel that the only way to reverse the decades-old stigma of negativity associated with it is by freely speaking about it. We hope that you will help us to reach out to the scientific community and bolster support for the subject from the general public, who don't realize the potentially historic nature of this topic and that it could answer the greatest question in human history. Are we alone? We know that the only way that the extraterrestrial question can be disclosed to the public is with one unified voice, such as the United Nations. We also feel it is your responsibility to speak freely of this subject without the fear of reprisal, and that it is also your responsibility to use whatever peaceful means possible to bolster attention to this subject and to invite as many people as possible to become involved. The evidence that we feel is factual overwhelmingly points towards regular and ongoing extraterrestrial visitations by people not of this earth. For the time being, all we wish to focus on is the core subject, which is as follows. Our planet is being visited by extraterrestrial beings, and governments around the world seem to be unable to find the fortitude to admit this fact to their people. This is all we wish to focus on for the time being, not who they are, not what they look like, not what planet they come from, nothing other than the core subject. We hope the rest will follow. We feel this subject is for everyone, not just for a select and powerful few. We also feel that it is about humankind and our place in the universe, and no one has the right to keep this from the general public. No one. This is not about leprechauns, pixies, mermaids or vampires. This subject is real. We feel that the sheer number of corroborated, multi-witness, credible reports is more than enough to convince those who take the time to assess the facts. Some witnesses include Army, Navy, Air Force, cosmonauts, astronauts, airline pilots, test pilots, fighter/bomber pilots, air traffic control personnel, nuclear launch facility personnel, military contractors, intelligence agency personnel, private sector personnel, police. Even celebrities such as Robbie Williams claim to have witnessed UFOs on multiple occasions, and not to mention the thousands of witnesses from the general public who have witnessed true extraterrestrial vehicles in our atmosphere. We realize that for some, they will still disbelieve until the evidence is displayed before them, and even then some may still disbelieve, probably partly due to the truth embargo. We are writing to you to state that we are standing as a unified force, and we wholeheartedly request that a thorough scientific analysis of the UFO phenomenon be performed internationally through a publicly approved scientific panel, a panel that is independent from the potential for government, military and/or corporate influence. A panel that will provide a concrete, truthful, and unbiased answer as to whether we are being visited by people of extraterrestrial origin. The people of this planet are ready for the truth. World UFO disclosure will provide unprecedented benefits and opportunities to all on Earth and humanity, as well as for the environment, world peace, world poverty, and the future of humans themselves. Disclosure can be one of the greatest galvanizing and transcendent moments in human history. It will help us realize the absurdity of all wars, and violence will have a positive effect on putting an end to them. Disclosure will accelerate the efforts toward developing technologies for alternative and clean energy sources. The elimination of the control of the cabal and dominance-oriented global interest groups would also be good for humanity. There will be fundamental implications. These implications are really so profound and far-reaching that no aspect of life on Earth will remain unaffected. From theology to technology, from geopolitics to economics, from the environment to the future exploration of space, nearly every field of human endeavor will eventually be touched by such an important disclosure. The most pronounced immediate effect of such a disclosure will be that of altering the fundamental paradigm of how we view ourselves, the world of humanity, and the universe. The differences and conflicts between various racial, religious, ethnic and national identities will be seen in a new perspective as we begin to contemplate the reality of Earth evolving into an interplanetary civilization. There will be an immediate realization that we are really all one people on the homeland of Earth as Earthlings, among many worlds inhabited by other intelligent life forms in the early stages of universal citizenship. Well done. Let's unify mankind and usher in a new era unprecedented in world history. Thanks for listening.